Greetings Internet, welcome to Aaron Plays, and this will be episode 8 of my Fields of Fire Normandy 1944 playthrough. And as it's episode 8 and we've been doing one turn per episode, well, yeah, it is turn 8. That means I've got turns 8, 9 and 10 to complete the scenario. Okay, well let's have a little recap of what's going on. Last turn the Germans did a withdrawal. They pulled a HQ event which pulled them back. There had been a heavy machine gun in here and a squad in this trench, and they've fallen back to this, which is nothing, so they were removed. There was a squad in this trench, they've fallen back to here, and the litter team that was in this location, in this trench, they've fallen back as well. I think there's one more. Yes, there was a paralysed dude here, and he's fallen back. So generally, the Germans fallen back. Now, for me to win this mission, I have to clear rows 1 and row 2. Now, they are clear. There is no enemy on them, and there's no potential contacts. I must also secure. Now, two differences there. Clear is just have no enemy on it, and that's about it. I don't have to keep a guy on there. But secure, I must clear it and maintain a presence on there. Now, I've already got a presence on the primary objective, okay, but we haven't on the secondary objective as yet. So that's what I'll be emphasising this turn. I've got a casualty I need to get down to the casualty collection point, and I want to rally some of these paralysed guys. But all of that depends on how many actual orders my dudes get, and they haven't been getting many commands. So, but the Germans have helped by pulling back. That has helped the situation. But so far I've confronted, what, 2 heavy machine guns, an 88, and obviously now 2 squads as well, and a couple of LMGs. So yeah, it's been interesting. And if you're just joining on this video, please go and start at episode 1 all the way through, because I've explained the rules more in the first 2 or 3 episodes than I do at the present moment in time. But yeah, and also if you enjoy this video, please like it. Any comments will be answered, and I much appreciate it because it expands my knowledge and other people who are watching knowledge. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so now. It helps the channel and it helps me. And if you didn't enjoy what we do, then obviously don't. But if you did, please do so. It all helps. So without that further ado, we will get straight on into turn 8. Okay, the first thing we've got is the friendly hire HQ event phase. That's where we draw a card and we're looking for, or maybe not looking for, do we want a HQ event? Or last time it gave me ammo, so this time we don't have one. Okay, well that simplifies things, didn't it? So we now have the friendly command phase. So the battalion HQ activates my company commander. Where is he? Is he under here? There he is. So literally that's all that does, is it flips him over, ready to be activated. So in the company HQ impulse, we'll see how many commands he actually gets. We draw a card. He gets 4, but because he's green, he only gets 3. But he's on 2. That will take him to 5. That's reasonable. That is reasonable. Well, the first thing we're going to do is activate Platoon 1 and Platoon 2. So let's flip those over. Okay, that takes him to 3. Next, we need to look, what else do we want him to do? Well, he's back here, and I would like him to start rallying some guys, if we can. As he has got the option. So I'm going to move him forward. Okay, so why not we move him to here? Right, and that will actually mark him exposed. So we're not going to do that. He's not in the cover. So he's out here with the paralysed team. So he'll rally the paralysed team, which is automatic. He will take him from a paralysed team to a litter team, and that uses one order. So let's do that. So we're changing the state of it to a litter team. It takes an order. And I can, because it's a different order, I can convert a litter team to a fire team. So let's do that too. So we'll take that to a fire team. All right, and then, so that's one order to move on to there, one order to change that from paralyzed to a litter team, another order to take it from a litter team to a fire team. So that's 3 orders he's used for himself, and he did the 2. So that was the 5 orders I think he had outstanding, isn't it? Company HQ. Yeah, he had 3 that we activated, 1st and 2nd platoon. He used those 3 to move in and do those 2 changes. So that's him done. Right, next up then, we have the platoon HQ and impulse. We've got 2 platoons. We will activate 1st platoon. So we're going to see how many commands they get. Draw a card. We reshuffle. We're doing something. He gets 3, which becomes 2 because he's also green. Okay, and then we'll do the reshuffle. Right. Now, 1st platoon is over here. He's got a casualty, and we want to get that casualty to the casualty collection centre. So we could break off a fire team. Well, we've got a fire team. There we go. We have a fire team. So we can get them to carry that casualty down there. Let me just, I'll tell you what, I'm going to pause and double check how you do that. Yeah, I've got to give an order to that fire team to pick up the casualty. So that's what he's doing. If I had a litter team on there, I could have had the litter team do it, but I don't. So the next thing you could do is, you've got 1 order remaining. I want to get onto this card there, so I'm going to send whole squad up there, and they move, and I'm sending them to the trench, into the trench, and that will mark them as experienced. So I couldn't infiltrate there because there's no volume of fire on there. There is a volume of fire on here from the activated squad, LMG team, sorry, LMG in there. And as soon as I move into there, this squad and this squad start firing at each other because, no, he's still unspotted. He was unspotted on this card and he went back, he's unspotted on there. So I still have to spot him, but he can fire at me. So place volume of fire. Oh, place got the wrong card, there we go. He's not got an MG, it's small arms. And then we'll place a PDF. I can't place one there until I spot. So that might be an initiative action that I might do. So let's change that facing. There we go. And that's 1st platoon. He only had 2 orders. That's them done. So mark that on there. Don't last long, do they? Okay, 2nd platoon. How many orders does he actually get? Draw a card. He gets 3, which goes down to 2 because he's green. Okay, 2nd platoon. Right, so he's got 2. Is there? Right, so 2nd platoon is sort of in and around this area here. I'll tell you what we're going to do with him. Because these are all, let me just double, are they all members of 2nd platoon? No, the mortar isn't, but these are. They're all in the same place. So I'm going to move them. It's going to cost me 2 orders to do so. So yeah, we're going to move the whole platoon up there. So into the orchard. He's part of 2nd platoon anyway. and this will mark them as exposed. So do that individually. Exposed, exposed, there's no cover there. The mortar is an independent unit, so I can't count him in this. And same with the paralysed team. If he came from that, he's a lat. Lats don't have unit designations as such. Okay, so that's my second platoon moved up, and that as a platoon movement cost me his 2. And that's undone. Remember, my XO and my sergeant are no longer suffering this mortal coil. Okay, so that ends the activation impulses. We will now try initiative impulse on 3rd platoon, and it might be time to start actually getting their butts into action. They get 2, which becomes, because they green gets 1. Remember, they're going under their own, so they've got 3 sitting there. Right, where is 3rd platoon? They're sitting back here. Now, can 3rd platoon order this lat team to move? I'm looking under the move orders, movement actions. Move to an adjacent card. Any good order unit not marked as exposed. Any HQ staff. Move the unit to an adjacent card and mark as exposed. Just seeing if this is any HQ or staff. Platoon move, it's got to be with the platoon HQ. Okay, so he's got 3 orders. He's sitting. Alright, the casualties up on this card, isn't he? Good point. Good point. The fire team's there. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is this fire team, we're going to re-amalgamate into this squad here. So we will just flip that over. Again, that's one action. Flip it over. Just use the F button. It takes him back to 3 steps. That fire team is then removed, and what he was carrying goes with him. Okay. And that's then deleted. Right. That's one order. That's 1st platoon's LMG. What's that doing back there? Oh, because he wasn't under the cover, was he? That's great. He wasn't under this cover, and when the platoon moved, he wasn't within visual communication. So he's sitting back loitering in the gully, hoping no one noticed. No, we're part of 3rd platoon, honestly. We don't want to go forward. And to be fair, 3rd platoon can't order him forward. He goes, "Are you part of my?" No, we're part of. We've been told to garrison this gully, honestly. Yeah. But that's as far as actually, why not? Still got 2 orders left. Okay. Let's move up to... I am going to order... do a platoon. If I do a platoon order, they will all move. I don't really see one thing I'm really concerned about, and a lot of people have written about, and I've not encountered it yet, so I'm bound to encounter it now that I'm doing this live on camera, is an enemy counterattack. So I want to leave something back here. Well, maybe that LMG is good. Okay, so using his 2 commands he's got left, he does a platoon move into the foxholes here. That paralysed thing. Do I want to do that then? Honestly, actually, no, I don't. No, I don't. I'm going to keep my 2 orders back. Because you never know, I might need them. Why squander? So I've just used 1 to reintegrate that fire team into a squad. Leaves me 2 for next time. Okay. I'm honestly happy with that decision. You're not hearing any hesitation whatsoever. Okay, so drawing a card now for independent, not independent, general initiative impulse. Let's use the right terms. Oh, I get 0. Well, thank you very much. I could have done with a couple there. But 0 is 0. Okay. We're going now over to the enemy activation. There we go. We draw a card to see if we get a HQ event. They do not. There's no radio down there. Then we do the enemy activation cycle to see where enemies are activated. So let's put a couple of these out where there are enemies that we've got to determine. So there's 1 there. Let's clone that, shall we? 1 on that card and 1 on that card. I think that's it. Is there any other enemies? No. Okay. Oh, no one. That's why I don't want one there. Right, so now I've got to determine which of those 3 we do. Oh, what happened to the one that was up? Oh, dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, let's clone it again. Come on. Go here. And then get rid of it. There we go. Right, so there's 3 enemy cards, so we'll start 1, 2, 3. So we draw a card. Boom. Looking at 3, we're doing 3 first, which is that unpinned paralysed team. Now, I think, let's not think, let's do it, pick it properly. Okay. Right. So he's no longer pinned, so those force 4 don't apply. And we go all the way down to the bottom one. Paralysed team, not on an opponent unit's card. Auto, no action. So he don't do nothing. So he's going to stay paralysed. So I think he'll be withdrawn in a moment. So he is not doing a diddle squat. So I can then flip that over. So we've done that. Okay, so then we've got 1 and 2 to see which one of those 2 we do. We draw a card. Okay, it's number 1, which is this dude here. So this is probably the most important one. Okay, so he is not undercover and he's unspotted at the present moment. That's what I wanted to do, was to spot him. But nope, didn't get any independent commands. Stop whinging about it. Right. So he has, which he's not on that, he's on this one. Okay, enemy defensive activity. They're on deliberate defense, so it's the 3rd column. And on the same card as the opponent, no. On the same card as no. He's not got any of those kind of weapons, the A, the G, the H. Not under fire, and no LOS to an opposing. He does have LOS to me. Not under fire, but has a valid target along his PDF. He does. So it says he tries to do automatically a grenade attack, or the grenade attack's got to be on the same card, point blank range, or if you've got to have a grenade type weapon, which is a mortar or a bazooka or something like that. He doesn't. So he's doing concentrated fire. Okay. He is a line unit, as was being defined in the scenario. So with a line unit, he draws 2 cards and he's looking for the roundel symbol. No, and no. So he failed to concentrate fire, basically. So that's him done. So we go back up to him. We then flip that card. There we go. See, that's what's... These aren't actually in the game. Enemy activated, check complete. That someone's put into this module, and I think it's very useful. Especially when you've got a lot of cards to go through, which we don't particularly have in this one at the moment. Okay, so the final one is this unit here, who is a LMG team, putting down automatic fire on me here to get a chance to look for the trench, so, and the litter team. So you do the lats first. That's correct. I've got that the right way around. I better double check. Yep, check the lats first, then good order units, then I was making an acronym for that. L, lats, LG, that's good order, LGL. It's not great, is it? I have to think of something better than that. Anyway, so we're going down to this chart again. All right, so he is a litter team and he's not pinned. So we go through the first couple there until we get to near the bottom. It says litter team in same area as casualty. He isn't, there's no casualties. Litter team with a casualty in line of sight, no. And litter team with no casualty in line of sight, it says no action on 1, 2, and on a 3 he'll try and rally. So let's draw a card for him, and we're looking under the 3 number. He does 2, which is do nothing. Okay. So that's that card done with. Can we move up a little bit? Where is it? So that was that one. That was the lat. Now the LMG. Okay. So that card's not finished. The LMG, he'll be on this particular card. Right, so he's not on the same card. He's not under fire because we haven't spotted him. Not under fire, but has a valid target along his PDF, which he does. So he will try to concentrate fire, and that's automatically. So he'll try, and he's looking for the roundel again. No, he's lined, so he draws 2 cards. No, so he failed to do that, and that finishes that card. 2 units done there. He's been done, so they're all been done. At that point, we can clear enemy activity, and that removes those markers. Again, useful. On the actual game, if I was playing this with real cards and such, well, I'd probably have a little marker, a tiddlywink or a wooden cube to show which cards I'd done. But it's nice that they've been thoughtful and added those to the game. Right, we have now the mutual capture and retreat phase. Okay, capture segment, well, there's no one available to capture from either side. Okay, but now the retreat. Retreat any unpinned paralyzed team under a volume of fire. Okay, there isn't any of those. Retreat any unpinned litter teams. There isn't any of those, but under a volume of fire. So neither of those apply. The mutual combat phase. Remove existing incoming. There is none of that. Flip pending markers. No, I haven't brought the artillery in. So potential contacts. So we have the 1, which is here, where we have our assault team. Now, potential contact B. So we have 2 cards under volume of fire. So we're back to being engaged. So we'll change that to engaged. Show you on here again. So engage 2 or more occupied cards under a volume of fire markers, which is they're firing at me, and we can't be bothered to fire at them for some reason. Pinned recovery. Remove. Oh no, we haven't. I've jumped a step there. We haven't actually resolved the potential contact. So potential contact, we go on here. Boop. Okay, so it's a B, and we are engaged, so therefore we draw 3 cards and see if they come up with the word contact. No word on that one. That's a rally card. That's a rally card. So that was the last potential contact that we had to check. Keyword there is had to check. These 2 here, we don't have to clear this row. So we do not have to go into those. But they are worth experience. It might be worth doing it at some point. We shall see. It depends on how this little encounter goes. At the present moment, I have technically cleared them and secured them because there's no enemy on them, and I am. However, I'm under fire and could get into a worse situation. So let's see what happens now, because that's the potential contact pinned recovery. So again, is there anyone pinned? No. Comet of X segments. So there's two cards. We might have resolved left to right. We have incoming fire here. And let me zoom in a little bit on that. Okay. So yeah, it's a whole squad, isn't it? We are in a trench. So we have a small arms, which is a 0 modifier from that squad there. +1 for the Orchard Grove. +2 for the trenches, +3. -2 for the exposed. Net +1. Okay. So we draw a card. We look at the +1 column. He becomes pinned. That's not too bad. Okay. There we go. Right. On to this one then. So, zoom in again a little bit. Right. Oh, what happened there? Doesn't matter. Okay. We're not in the trench. We are sitting just... What is this? This is a woods. So we have a +2 with a -1 for the automatic weapon fire coming in here. I'll tell you what, whilst we're here, I might as well consume that ammo. State goes to 4. Okay. And because we can't fire, that's a good point. Right, hold on there a second. Very good point. Okay, he is unspotted. They are spotted. So when the squad moved into here, so if you were saying, why you should be firing there? Yeah, there we go. I've got there in the end. These guys will actually be firing. Let me just change the direction of that. On them. And putting, he is a squad, so it's small arm fire onto this card. Place volume of fire. Right, okay. So we had him trying to concentrate the fire on that. Would that have changed? Have I gone too far beyond? I haven't. I could reject that. Because he might have fired on these instead. He failed the concentrated fire, but let's just see if I diddled the Germans. Okay. They are under fire, but not under cover. They are under cover. Under fire from a different direction to their own PDF. So 1, they would have done no action. 2 to 4, grenade attack or concentrated fire. 3 to 4, they would have shifted the fire. They wouldn't have fallen back. I drew a automatic card, so I didn't draw a card for this. So I tell you what, I'm going to redraw that. Yeah, I'm going to redraw that. See what they do. 4, a 4. Come back on that. So under fire from a different direction to their own PDF with a 4, they will shift their fire. Okay, so that actually becomes 2-directional. The automatic fire comes onto this card. So there's no fire on this card. So that PDF comes off. That's -1. And now, does that change? We got a pinned result on that. It was +1, +2, +3, -3 now. This is where what card? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, this is why you can't go back. because I can't remember the result. Should I just draw a new result card? It's not, yeah, I might as well. So it's on a 0. No, you can't do that. Well, I can do that. There we go. 0. He's still pinned. Phew. Glad it was the same result. See, that's, you've got to be, so you've got to keep checking things. You think you're doing everything right, but you're not. Yeah. Miss that they would open fire on the spotted target. So there's no fire to resolve on this card, but there is now on this card. We've now resolved the fire there. Right. Okay. He can't fire on them because he's only got point blank range. Okay. So the small arms on here will be 0, +1 on the litter team, and +2 on the LMG team. So let's resolve the litter team first. So for a card, 0, was it? Or was it +1? Oh, I can't remember. Getting old. +1. Yeah, so that is, he's just pinned. Whereas on here it's +2. Right. Yeah, +1 was just pinned. +2 for the guys under the is a miss. Okay, that makes sense. Right, so that card's done, that card's done, and we've done it now correctly. Okay. So he's still unspotted. Yeah, I'm just double checking. Yeah, that all seems to be fine. Fine. Right. Go. So that's next up is the cleanup phase. So we just do clean up. Are you sure? Yes. Turn marker moved on, so that should now be sitting in the turn 9. Boom. We fired his ammunition. There's no one else consuming ammunition. So yeah, that's it. That now should be set to 9. Yes. Okay, well I hope you enjoyed that. I did. Again, sorry about the little errors there, but I'm glad we caught them. If there are any more, please let me know in the comments. If you did enjoy that and you're still with me at this point, please hit the like button. You know, as I hear some commentators say, pay your rent. It all helps the channel. It doesn't cost you anything other than moving either a button or pressing a button or something along that line. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and you enjoy what I do, please do so. It all helps. And then also hit the little notification bell. That lets you know when I upload anything. It's also, if you really are grateful of what I've been doing on here, if you want to give me a super thanks, it all help. You know, it'll get me a coffee, okay, or it'll help towards the new software I'm using to film this. It all helps the channel. So, but until next time, play games, have fun, and if you haven't got this, go and buy it because it's darn worth it. Bye, Internet.